There
Nope.
we go.
Here we
Hey,
go. There she is.
Hello.
hi
How's it
Taylor.
going?
This
Hi,
is
how's it
this
going?
is Twisted Todd from TPT in Greenville, South Carolina.
Cool. Hello. Sorry, I'm just adjusting this real quick. There we go. Hey. Sorry, it took me. It's kind of a hectic day today.
Oh, I bet it is. I'm hoping you're feeling better too.
Well, yeah, finally, a little bit. I still got a lingering cough, but other than that, all good.
I know it's got to be rough, man. Being under the weather and putting on shows.
It is kind of the worst. Like the world's so crazy that I feel bad complaining about anything, but it really does suck getting sick on the road because you never get.
Especially when you have the mic in your face. Like somebody behind a guitar or drums
Oh
can
yeah,
just sweat it out and be okay.
I know. Anytime someone else is sick, if they even complain a little bit, I just look at them and I'm like, okay, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I want you to stay away from me, and I don't want to hear it. But no, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm gonna mute myself and turn my camera off for your conversation.
Yeah,
right.
There's too many bald guys going on right now. All right, so how you doing?
I'm doing well. Pre-show here and getting ready to play Greensboro tonight. And
Right.
you guys are Greenville, so
Right.
I'm
Yep. You
probably messed that up on stage tonight.
That's all. Hey, there was God years ago. Kiss played a show, and I think at the very end it was like, thank you Greensfield or something like that. And I was just like, so it's been a big joke with Kiss about playing here.
All right. Well, hopefully I won't mess it up. I usually have it written down, so
And that's usually the way to go.
that's the trick.
And this is just going to be just a killer week for us because tomorrow, Megadeth, Lamb of God, Trivium, and then Flames are all here.
Oh wow!
And then you're all playing on Friday, and I'm like, God, we haven't had this massive shows coming through since like I don't know the 80s, the 90s.
Well, it's awesome. I'm glad to be a part of it. We're very excited.
Well, we're right smack in between Atlanta and Charlotte, so they usually catch a lot of that, and we just happen to luck out on this one.
Well, nice. Well, we can't wait. It's I think second to last show. This tour flew by. Like it's almost done, which is crazy.
Right.
It's been so much fun.
And I'm looking forward to seeing you play because I actually met you at Carolina Rebellion some years ago, and it's one of those things that whenever we were working the tent at Carolina Rebellion, it was rare for us to even go out and see a band. So we'd be meeting all these bands. I'm like, I have no idea what you look like on stage right now because I'm stuck back here.
It is the festivals it's that backstage world. It's a whole world of its own. It's fun though.
It's fun, but I'll tell people, I'm like, that's one of the times, everybody's like, hey, it's so cool you get to talk to rock stars and everything. I'm like, after you've been doing it for all day and it's just like one band right after another, you're kind of like,
I'd rather go see the show.
Yeah, exactly. Matter of fact, rocking my Anthrax shirt, they are the only band of the big four I've never actually seen a show of. So when they were at Rebellion, I said, listen, I'm getting out of the tent. I'm going to go see freaking Anthrax, for God's sake.
Nice. How was it?
Oh, it was great, man.
Awesome.
I would have loved to have seen a longer set, so I still definitely want to get a good run of Anthrax in. I mean, tomorrow seeing Megadeth will be at least my third time seeing them.
Very cool.
Seeing Metallica, at least Metallica was my very first concert. That's one of those things that
that's a good first concert. That's pretty awesome.
It was right after my 13th birthday back in '89, so that dates me right there.
Very cool. Very cool. We saw the Big Four I guess it's more than a couple years now, but a few years back, and it was awesome. It was super great. I don't remember where it was though, off the top of my head. I know there was a Ferris wheel, and I ended up seeing like half the show from on top of the Ferris wheel. It was very fun. It was very funny.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about festivals. I know they used to have a Ferris wheel at a Carolina Rebellion, so I was just like, that's crazy to go to a rock show and you got a big Ferris wheel there.
Yeah, you got the whole. It's a whole evening. It's a whole event.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see you guys because I got to say, I've always loved your music, but I got to say, Death by Rock and Roll has actually, I think, fully swung me over to being a fan. That is it is a freaking great record. It really is. And it was even one of those things that at the end of the year, you put in what your favorite albums of the year were. And honestly, the first one that popped in my head was Death by Rock and Roll. It was a really great record.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. We worked incredibly hard on it. It was a labor of love, to say the least. And so it's amazing. You know, you never know what to expect when you put out an album, because at least for me, I make music for myself, and then you put it out in the world and you go, I hope this connects somehow. I hope people like it. And the response to Death by Rock and Roll has just been so incredible. And now to finally be on tour and getting to play it every night and hearing an audience of, thousands of people every night sing Death by Rock and Roll back at you, it's pretty incredible. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely, y'all have raised that bar. So the only thing that sucks about raising that bar is now you're gonna have to shoot past that. And it's like, oh God, that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, but if you're not progressing, you're not moving forward, then I think you should stop. So I like the challenge.
Right. Yeah. So I definitely can't wait to see what you have next time. The song I think that really, really hit me was Only Love Can Save Me Now. And you can definitely feel that Soundgarden vibe to it. It's one of the few things that a lot of times when you have a guitar player coming in, you're like, okay, you can't really, it's not like you can tell vocals apart, but it's like when you hear Kim's guitar, you just know it's him.
No, it's him. That's one of the billion reasons I love Soundgarden, but is that they're all of them, individually as musicians and obviously collectively as Soundgarden, they have such a unique voice with what they do. Like, you hear Kim's guitar, that's Kim Thale. You hear Matt drumming, that's Matt Cameron. Like, it's such a rarity, I think, especially, I hate to say it, but especially kind of nowadays, you don't, you can't really distinguish between guitar players the same, or musicians the same way I think you used to be able to. And it's just such an honor to have them on that song and to do that with them, because they're one of my heroes. Or that's kind of an understatement. They're my very good friends at this point too, but I still watch them play in awe every time. So to get to watch them record that song and hear it come to life for the first time was just so freaking cool that I still don't even really know how to put it in words. And then we get to play it every night now. It's also one of my favorite songs that I've ever written. So it's just, everything about that song was kind of the perfect storm, I guess.
Yeah, it's an incredible song. And it's crazy, talking about musicians that when you hear them, it's them. The other featured musician, of course, Tom Morello, that's another guy. That guy hops in. It's like there's no mistaking who you're hearing.
100%. And that's something that I, definitely thought of when we were, when we went to go record those songs, and before I asked anyone to be a part of it, because I never write with the intention of for someone. It's kind of, I write the song, and then if there's someone outside of us that I think could really lend itself to the song and really take the song to its full potential, then you reach out. And when So It Went came about, it was just due to the lyrical content and the overall kind of energy of the song itself. I was like, this is kind of screaming for a screaming Tom Morello solo, no pun intended. And so I called him up, and sure enough, he came and just wails over it and took the song to a whole new level. And I'm very thankful for that.
Well, and it's a very personal record for you too, with a lot of the songs, like Only Love Can Save Me Now, just from all the things that had been going through with loss on your end and everything like that.
No, it still is. It's crazy to, Death by Rock, the whole record's, in tribute to the people that I've, loved and lost, in a very short period of time there. And, just, it's nuts. Like the song Death by Rock and Roll itself, the first thing you hear on Death by Rock and Roll is Kato's footsteps walking across, now on stage. It's like we play it every night, and his footsteps, ricochet through an arena every night. And I get chills every time that happens, so it's, never that kind of personal aspect of this record that was unavoidable. It's very cool. It's very cool to try to keep people's memory alive through music. And at least for me, they're there with me on stage every night. You know what I mean? There's something that's, it's just extraordinarily, I don't know, keeps me close to them, I guess. And it's very cool to get to do that every night and to honor people with music. Cause I think I kind of think there's no better way. So.
Well, it's really, you did it really well, because in a lot of ways that's immortalized them, because, it's people I may not have known personally, but it's like when you put that connection out there, you are basically sharing that person with other people.
Yeah, their life and their legacy, and either introducing it to you or continuing to just keep their memory alive if you knew them. And I think that's so important. I think that's kind of the only way to, at least for me, it was the only way to handle grief and death, is to just keep their memory alive. And I try to do my best with that.
Absolutely. Well, we're really looking forward to Friday night, man. It's just a big week for us here in Greenville. And it's just, it's awesome to, because I mean, like I said, so many shows come to either Charlotte, Atlanta, Asheville. It's nice to only have maybe a 30-minute drive home after a killer show.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. No, we are super excited. We can't wait. It's been like, I don't even know how long since we played in Greenville. So we just can't wait. It's a very fun live rock and roll show. We're just having the best time ever. So we can't wait to bring it to your town.
Absolutely. And I should have told you the Kiss story, because now Greensfield is going to be in your head.
It is. You totally just messed me up. Like, I'm going to wish me like, I have a couple days to get it out of my head. Right now.
Well, hey, since I'll be at the show, if you do that, after you do it, you'd be like, damn you, Twisted Todd.
Twisted Todd, this is your fault. I blame you. So when I get booed on stage, I'm going to call you out. It's going to be your fault.
Absolutely. Well, awesome. Well, killer show tonight, and we look forward to a killer show Friday.
Absolutely. We can't wait. We'll see you soon.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.